And that positive attitude that he has, that you're talking about, has meant a lot in this year of all years because of the strangeness to it and the adjustments everyone's had to make. Everybody's talking about continuity getting through 2020.
That's why it's picking me off right now.
There's plenty of continuity, not just with Dave Roberts and his staff, but with this lineup. Pitching staff.
This is why I keep stringing up.
Here's Kike Hernandez, his first at bat, pulls back for the ball upstairs. Hernandez hitting in the number 3 spot. Still no word on if something happened injury-wise to Justin Turner, but this would be his spot. Taken out of the ball game at the top of the spring. Likely the last hitter that Fairbanks will face. Here is an 0-1 pitch. Foul back here. Now Yarbrough is getting ready with Muncy, the next man to the plate. Oh, 2. Yarbrough started in game 4 on Saturday, like 3 1/3. 2 runs on 5 hits. Lead-off home run by Betts. It's a 3-1 ball game. Runner at first, nobody out after the walk. Kike Hernandez strikes out. And here comes Kevin Cash. With 1 on, 1 out. Muncy coming up. Yarbrough coming in to pitch here in the 8th inning of Game 6.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. A refreshing alcohol-free brew that tastes like the real thing. Budweiser Zero. Zero compromise.
Grab your rally cap. It's time for a comeback.
My finger is on the button. My finger is on the button.
Push the button.
We made USAA insurance for members like Martin, an Air Force veteran made of doing what's right, not what's easy. So when a hailstorm hit, USAA reached out before he could even inspect the damage.
That's how you do it right.
USAA insurance is made just the way Martin's family needs it. With hassle-free claims, he got paid before his neighbor even got started. Because doing right by our members, that's what's right. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Tired of one-topping pizza deals? You found something great, but oh no, it's carry-out only. Introducing the new $10 Tastemakers from Pizza Hut. With our mathematically superior Tastemaker combination, you get 1, or 2, or even 3 of your favorite toppings. How about that? And it's all available for just one easy payment of $10. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Fox Bet Super 6 is giving you another chance at winning $1 million of Terry's money. Last Sunday, 3 players came oh so close. So the $1 million prize is up for grabs again this Sunday. Download the app, play for free, and make your picks for this Sunday's game. Our good hands play the game. We're going to hand it to the relief corps of the Dodgers tonight. From Floro to Wood, Baez, Victor Gonzalez with an inning and a third, 3 strikeouts. Gratterall got 2 outs. And now it's Julio Urias, who took over in the 7th. He's retired all 4 hitters he's faced. That bullpen, after the Rays got a run in the first inning, Gonsolin did well to get out of further damage in the first. The bullpen has held the Dodgers in it. Now it's 3-1 LA. As Brian Yarbrough takes over with 1 on, 1 out in the 8th. Max Muncy 0 for 3. Max Muncy's been great in the World Series, along with Seager and Turner, really. I just look at our score sheet and I go, wow. Mookie Betts struck out twice, then he gets a double and a homer. Corey Seager struck out twice. He gets that Fielder's Choice game winning, to this point, RBI and a walk. That's the difference. Only for the most part, somehow, some way, those guys have found a way into it. Might be 2. Lau starts it. And it is turned by Wendell to end the 8th. A run in the frame on the home run by Mookie Betts. His 2nd of the World Series. Rays down to their final 3 outs, trailing now by 2.
T-Mobile's been building its 5G network for a moment like this. Introducing the iPhone 12 Pro with 5G. Now at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage, you can unleash the power of the epic iPhone 12 Pro in more places. Get 2 iPhone 12 Pros and 2 lines of unlimited 5G for just $100. Only at T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
She wanted a roommate who could help with the cooking, but she wanted someone who loves cats. So we got Chris Walda. But one thing we could both agree on was getting Geico to help with our renter's insurance. Yeah, switching and saving was really easy. Could use a little salt.
Visit Geico.com and see how easy saving on renter's insurance can be.
People think my job is easy. You just go on TV and talk, right? Well, each season there's over 1,500 players and hundreds of games. Hi. Plus passing yards, turnovers, injuries. We have to be ready to analyze any of it on live TV. If we fumble on air, that's a problem. IBM Watson helps us wrap our heads around all that data and quickly find relevant insights using AI, so we can give every fan the best show possible. Welcome everybody to Fox Kickoff.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Trailblazer.
Now, here.
Where the middle of nowhere is somewhere. The all-new Chevy Trailblazer, making life's journey just better.
For $5, you could upgrade to the Sparkly Sprinkle Pack on Cupcake Conquest. Or you could upgrade to all this. 2 crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus the beef and cheesy layers of the $5 Grande Stacker Box. Only at Taco Bell.
Keep it together to this work called rap.
Right there, but it's like
on this side. That is,
maybe quite the point. Right in there.
you move right hand, I will put the tape right where your hand
Be quiet.
Stay tuned after the game.
Oh my god, I gotta do something real quick. fucking phone like,
MVP trophy presentation.
Here.
no, it's, I don't want my demons to be like that.
For one more day. But they've got to get a base runner to have a chance here in the ninth inning.
Now do it.
Margot, Wendell, and
Give me your
Adames.
hand. On that side.
It's not even on that side.
I want your hand there.
I can't, Dad. I need
So I
to
can
get
put the tape on your right
Be
hand.
quiet.
Requires a
Here,
strike.
in your fingers.
That's all they've been doing. He has been coming in of the strike zone. He's fearless.
Okay.
And like
A
I
little
said,
bit,
he got
that's
that
fine.
slow heartbeat.
That's
Not
fine.
like he's
Leave,
done
leave
this
it.
a ton of
Leave
times.
it.
He does have some saves. Oh, one outside. Ball and a strike. But now the Rays have to get somebody on to make at least the nerves a little unsettled to bring the tying run to the plate. And since the first, it hasn't been. The Rays have had zero chances for the most part. That's strike two. We'll give you a quick word from Gatorade. On game 6 of the World Series. The Dodgers leading 3-1. Here comes a 1-2 to Margot. Will pop up into right. Mookie Betts is there. The first-year Dodger has out number 1. Now, what you can't do here, Joe, and I'm sure he's not, you can't count outs. When you've been on the stage as many times as the Dodgers have, and as close as they've come, you can't count outs. This is the only batter you think matters. And that batter is Mike Brasso off the bench. This game has already tied the record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game, if that's what it is. And they have 25 strikeouts we've seen here tonight by these two teams. Brasso has swung the bat very well this postseason. Well, takes the ball. He is a tough at bat, and if you don't believe me, ask Aroldis Chapman. Yeah, it's the bat of his life. Phillips had the moment of his life. Now the Rays are hoping they have one more moment to keep this series going. So much horsepower in the bullpen that they have. Good rip, but wouldn't it be a little ironic that ended up costing in the end? Rays couldn't wait to get to their bullpen. One-run charge to the starter, Blake Snell, who was outstanding. And one to Nick Anderson. He came in, allowed a double Mookie Betts. The wheels started turning. 1-1 to Brasso. Strike two. One-two pitch. He was high and tight. Well, what a great take. After seeing velocity and then spinning a breaking ball up there, this would have been real easy to come out of your shoes right here. But a great take. Brasso gives nothing away. Undrafted, trying to give the Rays a chance. Down by 2. Urias. Again, gets you out. Dodger fans to their feet. Urias. Calm, record has retired all 6 he's faced. Two best teams in baseball meet in the most unpredictable format that we've seen in a long time. One of these teams will have won a great World Series. Strike one on Willie Adames. I think I've never done a Major League Baseball game and not thought of my dad, but it's impossible to not think of the 92-year-old Vin Scully, the greatest to ever do it. Started with the Dodgers in 1950, retired 4 years ago. That is strike two. 67 years of his life he poured into the Dodger organization, and you know he's watching and rooting. Ownership, Andrew Friedman, Dave Roberts. And strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Too many ways that they can beat you this series. Power, speed, defense, clutch hitting, big time pitching. Dave Roberts pulling the strings and making right call after right call out of the bullpen. Over the last 32 years, the Dodgers have knocked at the door for this a few times. This year they kicked it in. You know, it's amazing. They were down 3 games to 1 after the break. They played flawless baseball from that point on, and almost flawless baseball in the World Series. This is a minor league team, a team that has a wide hope and a ton of pressure on them. These are 2 different teams got here, 2 different ways, 2 great teams represent their cities. The Dodgers have the weight of the world on them, and I'm telling you right now, Thursday, it's unique. And you cannot understand it until you've been there, done that, and they answered. Now he is focused on that man, Dave Roberts, and Clayton Kershaw in the middle of that celebration. Austin Johnson wisely pops that ball into his back pocket. And there, the future Hall of Famers get a ring. This was pictures out of field the other day. You feel for Blake Snell, he picks the game of his life. But the Dodgers get too much. And the Rays, they're not going anywhere. We'll see them in the postseason for years to come. But this year belongs to the Dodgers as they win their 7th championship in franchise history. They won 1 in Brooklyn. And then they'll get their 6th. But they'll be 2 Los Angeles in 1958. Let's go down to the field and check in with Tom Verducci. Thanks, Tom. Monkey Bets, you signed here for 12 years with a team that has
in 32 years. When did you believe that this would be the year? Your first year. Anderson came in. Tell me about that change Ray's made for that event. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I but he was pitching a great game. Hardy went off on a hit. I think right there. And finally, in the clincher in 2018 World Series, you had a home run. You did it again tonight. How good does that feel? It felt amazing. Hopefully yesterday. We're on the big one right there. We need to scratch across the other run. I saw you put the ball in your pocket. What was it like to catch the final out of the Dodgers' first World Series title since 1988? It is surreal. Wow. We worked so hard, man. We've been in a hard spot so many times. This group works so hard. It's hard to explain. It's a process. Any idea when you got that single with 1 out of 6 that you would take these places? I knew it was usually when you have big we're structured calm, man. They got that early label ship right now. You're both playing tonight, you know. Laura, Woods, Ryan, and finally, Cody. What are they doing to be so successful? It was just, they made their business. They executed really good. They got the first time for a red dress. They're a little bit on their heels the whole game. For the fun of the game. Those guys won that game. Congratulations. Thanks very much. Joe, back to you. Kenny, thank you. 5 great years. The Dodgers won the Rookie of the Year award. Home the Jackie Robinson Award. Finishing Carlos Piazza, Mondesi, Noah, Hollingsworth. All the players have come and gone in Dodger uniforms. Without a title. And you look at the droughts. And for a franchise like the Dodgers, they wanted no part of being on this list. 32 years, that's how long it has been since the days of Hershiser, Tommy Lasorda, and all those Dodger greats. Now this team joins them as world champions of the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was an amazing rise through October. 3-1 is the final tonight. You see Dave Roberts say, I'm so happy for you. Clayton Kershaw's got a ring, just miles from where he grew up. What a World Series, what a year it has been for Hall. The Dodgers are on top. Studio show on the other side.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Aflac program. Now tell me, what does Aflac do? Aflac takes your money directly to help with unexpected medical bills. And does Aflac health insurance?
No, but it can help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
That's right. Are there any questions? Yes. Can I get one of those cool favors? You know I can't play favors. All right, let's talk coverage. It's go time. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us.
Must be nice to be a multi-millionaire CEO.
Donald Trump's huge tax giveaway. While that same tax plan Garcia supports raised taxes by thousands on California homeowners when we can least afford it. Congressman Mike Garcia, good for millionaires like him, bad for Californians like you. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
What's being done to address economic inequity? Disney-era's Abigail Disney joins us with what's causing this divide in society and how you can help reverse it tomorrow on Good Day LA.
Stay in the know on the go. Download the Fox 11 News app today.
You fight for your dreams. You live for your community. You stand for what you believe in. You strive for a better tomorrow. Because the fighting spirit is one we all share. And on election day, that spirit has a voice. If it's worth fighting for, it's worth voting for. Look out. Root for those of fighting spirit.
T1 Dad 93 misses his story days. A lot. Can you hear me? Hello, Yama's remote working. Okay, and it's bananas. Elijah 626 wants to see if it's worth the hype. And Vunda Mom is hoping her teens give her a turn. We have our own reasons, but we all showed up for each other.
There are thousands of you here today. Let's make the most of it.
Hey, Terry. Hey, Bo. You got the $1 million? Yep, and I see you're making your picks on the Fox Super 6 app. You know it's free to play, and fans who pick right win $1 million of my money.
Pick the outcomes of 6 games by 1 Eastern this Sunday to win $1 million. Thursday night football on Fox. It's an electric NFC South showdown. Ryan and the Falcons. Julio Jones, touchdown. Bridgewater and the Panthers. Thursday night football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Welcome to the Tubi postgame show. Tubi, 3 movies, and TV. The Dodgers, World Series champs for the first time since 1988. What a feeling it is for Corey Seager and the boys. A lot of perseverance to get back there for another time and win it. That's what they did tonight. Plenty of reaction to the trophy coming up in mere moments. But we start this show with some breaking news. After the completion of the game tonight, we were informed by Major League Baseball that Justin Turner received a positive COVID test. That's why he was removed from the game. We have no other details at this time. We'll continue, though, to report on this developing story. Obviously, we hope Turner's okay and that everyone else is okay that's been around Turner. But there you go. Let's go back to the field and take a look at the reaction from these Dodgers. Hugs around, smiles around. It's been a long time since 1988. Certainly, Alex, they've been here before now, and the third time for them in the big show was the charm.
I mean, there's so much to like about this Dodger team. I mean, you saw the emotion from Clayton Kershaw. But for me, it's the big three. Dave Roberts in his 5th year as a manager. You saw the maturity. You saw the honesty. I spoke to him yesterday. He was fantastic. Clayton Kershaw, obviously the story. Nobody's pitched more innings in the postseason without a world championship. Well, you can't say that about him. And then the Mookie Man. The effect of Mookie Betts and what he's meant to this franchise is like magic to the Lakers, the Mookie Man.
All right, it seems like it's about time to hand out the Commissioner's Trophy. Let's go back to Arlington. We send it to Tom Verducci.
Thank you, Kevin. Los Angeles and Dodger fans, you've waited 32 years to hear these words. The Los Angeles Dodgers are World Series champions. It was an extraordinary season, and the Dodgers are an extraordinary champion. 13 postseason wins, a month in the bubble, the best record in baseball, a deserving champion. As I'm sure next to me, the Commissioner of Baseball, Rob Manfred, would agree. I'd like to introduce others on this podium. Owner Mark Walter. Hey, Mark. President and CEO Stan Kasten. President of Baseball Operations Andrew Freeman. Manager Dave Roberts. Let me start with the Commissioner of Baseball, Rob Manfred. 2020 is going to be remembered.
Please.
2020 is going to be remembered as a baseball season like no other. Our clubs, and especially our players, were presented with an array of unique challenges. The Los Angeles Dodgers met every one of those challenges bravely. This is truly a team of champions. Mark, it's my distinct pleasure to present to you the Commissioner's Trophy as a symbol of your 2020 World Series victory. Mark Walter, your ownership group closed the sale of the Dodgers May of 2012. You've delivered division titles. Now you've delivered a world championship. Tell me what this means to Los Angeles and the franchise.
Thank you. First, I think we should congratulate Tampa Bay Rays on an incredible season and a hard-fought series. This victory is for our fans. Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you, Dodger fans everywhere. 2020 has been a year of so much hardship for so many people that this trophy is for you, the greatest fans in all of baseball. To Commissioner Manfred and the staff at MLB and the Players Union for fighting this incredible hardship we've had this year and getting a season on the field and finished. To Dave Roberts and Mr. Friedman, you're the best in the world. Thank you for leading this team through this strange and historic season. This championship is a testament to your leadership, your grit, and your determination. It's been 32 long years since the Dodgers last celebrated a World Series champions, and while our schedule was abbreviated, this pandemic year has felt longer than any other. And there were times when it looked like we were headed for disappointment yet again. These players had their backs against the wall, but they stuck together and never gave up. They showed what can be accomplished when we believe in each other and when we believe in that dream. 32 years ago, when Kirk Gibson hit that walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series, Vin Scully said, in a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. We have a rich history, but no other team has faced the impossible like a year like this. Clayton, Corey, Mookie, Cody, Kike, JT, Jock, Max, Kenley, and everyone on the roster, each and every one of you, up and down, have truly made history. All of us have been worried about the health and safety of our loved ones. All of us have been called on to heal divides and address the inequality that has torn our communities apart for too long. Yet Dodger fans still rallied to put the wind in our sails and carry us to tonight. This is more than just a trophy. This championship is a tribute to resilience of this organization, the people of Los Angeles, and the people of the United States of America. Dodger fans, we miss you. We love you. Thank you for sticking by us, for supporting us, and allowing us to share this moment with you. And to everyone watching and to everyone worried about the future, I hope this team offers a symbol of how we can forge ahead by uniting and having each other's backs, by never giving up, and always remembering that together we can overcome whatever's in our way. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mark Walter. Andrew Freeman, President of Baseball Operations. 28-man roster, but it takes an organization to win. What was it about this group that enabled it to take home that trophy?
We're bringing the trophy home. It's been too long. To our incredible fans, thank you for all the support. We're sorry it took us this long. Thank you for your patience, but it's coming home where it belongs. We are the champions. It's an incredible organizational achievement. The number of fingerprints that are all over the success of this roster from all the different departments, from our pro scouting, our player development group, our international scouting, our player procurement, our training staff, everybody had a hand in this. We've come close in years past and come up just short, and I think it shows the resolve of this entire group to keep plowing forward and to bring home the ultimate prize. Thank you.
Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, 5 years with this team. It's been a grind. I know it's been an emotional road for you to get here. Tell me what this championship means to you to be the manager for this group of guys.
This is our year. We said it. This is our year. Everyone in this ballpark wearing Dodger blue. Everyone all over the world wearing Dodger blue. Never wavered. This is our year. And these players right here show what toughness is all about. Resiliency. I've never been around a group that's closer, that's tougher, that I love more. And for guys like Clayton, I couldn't be happier, boy, Kurt. Couldn't be happier. You want to talk about a narrative? How about being a champion? He's a champion forever. Kenley Jansen, what you got? Thank you. Justin Turner, thank you. Rick Honeycutt. Rick Honeycutt is not here. Thank you. Rob Strickland, who's not here. Thank you. And to every single one of you guys, I love you so much for all your work, your care, your unselfishness. Congratulations, you guys.
32 years of waiting are over. Congratulations to the 2020 World Series champion, Los Angeles Dodgers. Thank you, Kevin.
Well, Vin Scully, how about that? It's only right for the great Vin Scully to tweet, what a year, what a season, what a team. Congratulations to the Dodgers. Since 1988, and it finally happened in 2020. With the MVP presentation, back to Arlington we go. After this, the Dodgers World Champions.
Are you crazy? This is not your taste.
If you're in a park with me, you ain't bored of me. That's what you do. You want to save 15% or more on car insurance? It's what's spectacular. It's what you did.
My finger is on the button. My finger is on the button.
We may be in a touchless world, but we can still touch people's lives. By staying in touch and showing you care. Because now each time you shop online or pay with contactless using your MasterCard at restaurants, grocery, and drugstores, MasterCard will donate to Stand Up to Cancer, one precious cent at a time, up to $4 million. Together, we can start something priceless.
People think my job is easy. You just go on TV and talk, right? Well, each season there's over 1,500 players and hundreds of games. Plus passing yards, turnovers, injuries. We have to be ready to analyze any of it on live TV. If we fumble on air, that's a problem. IBM Watson helps us wrap our heads around all that data and quickly find relevant insights using AI, so we can give every
Arlington, Texas, the home of the Chevy Tahoe. It's also the home of this year's World Series. And just a couple miles away at Arlington Assembly, the pride of Texas, America's best-selling full-size SUV, is rolling off the line. Straight from the factory to the field, we'll be honoring the World Series MVP with Chevy's newest MVP, the most versatile and advanced Tahoe ever.
The Dodgers are world champions once again. A 3-1 win in Game 6, and they take home the trophy. We've seen that. Now time for the MVP. Back to Arlington and Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Kevin. That's right. It's time to present the Willie Mays World Series Most Valuable Player Award presented by Chevrolet. And once again, to present that honor, the Commissioner of Baseball, Rob Manfred.
Corey, you thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance. You led the Dodgers to a World Series victory, and it's my pleasure to recognize your great play with the Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Award presented by Chevrolet. Laura, 10 players, you're part of them that's been here for all 3 World Series the last 4 years. Tell me what it means to you and the team. Finish it off this year. Man, this was just awesome. What this team's accomplished this year throughout the regular season, driving through every series, we got down 3-1, we came all the way back, just the resilience, the effort, the energy, everything that this team's done this year, man, it's just fun to be a part of. What do you think of your new ride? What do you think of your new ride? Yeah, basically what you wanted for a wedding present, so there you go. Great, congratulations to you and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Thank you, thank you. Commissioner Rob Manfred, I know that Justin Turner came out of this game after a positive test was revealed. He's had about almost 2 months without a positive test. Describe to me how that happened today and the success of getting through this season. Well, it's a bittersweet night for us. We're glad to be done. I do think it's a great accomplishment for our players to get this season completed. But obviously, we're concerned when any of our players test positive. We learned during the game that Justin wasn't positive. He was immediately isolated and progressed. Right. Commissioner, thank you very much. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Great job. Thanks very much. Obviously, it's 2020, right? I mean, we feel for Justin Turner. Hope he's okay. He's one of the classiest dudes there is, and he's a great Dodgers fan. And Wall Street's right. So, Justin, get better. But the Dodgers won the World Series, and we'll try to focus on the good with that here, Frank. And look, it's a team that they've been here before. They won 8 straight divisions. There's a few World Series here. There's a lot to be said about technical fortitude when you keep getting back on the horse and getting back to this point and finally break through. We all love this team. We all felt this team would eventually win the World Series. They were that good. I mean, pitching, defense, hitting, they had it all. Ben Taylor gave them one heck of a fight to get that trophy, but they deserve this. No one is second guessing. They're talking about how the Dodgers won the World Series. We're all expecting this year the first time that I can remember the last 20 years. I saw a team that would easily win a World Series within a 60-game spread. They didn't let us down at all throughout this whole process. They were the best team throughout the 60-game spread and throughout the spread. As a big fan of basketball, I remember when I first heard about Manny joining the Dodgers. Right away, that came to my head, and I was like, man, this might be the time for the Dodgers to start winning championships. And it's because when you add any winner or any other sport to any franchise, it seems like you are in something that is going to be a plus. And Maggie's support throughout the years, the front office. I'm not surprised about what I'm seeing happening right now.
It feels great, and I know we're going to talk about it all night, but I mean, in big, you just got to think about how sweet it feels. It's much better. I can speak personally. When you go and fail and fail and fail, and then you win, it feels incredible.
Yeah, and by the way, you hear from Dave Roberts, how classy is he mentioning guys that helped along the way but aren't there right now. That shows you all what Dave Roberts is about. And the Dodgers get it done. 3-1 win in game number 6, world champions for the first time in 32 years. Boy, how do you think these guys are feeling right now? Kershaw finally over the mountain. Dave Roberts, no more criticisms for Dave. We'll hear from Cody Bellinger when we come back.
T-Mobile's been building its 5G network for a moment like this. Introducing the iPhone 12 Pro with 5G. Now at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage, you can unleash the power of the epic iPhone 12 Pro in more places. Get 2 iPhone 12 Pros and 2 lines of unlimited 5G for just $100. Only at T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
Ever since I took a sip of my drink from Taco Bell and won the all-new Xbox Series X, unimaginable power went through the system. It might be too much for some. But it turns out, I was made for this.
Why do you keep talking like that?
Like what?
Get immediately a large drink from Taco Bell, and you too can enter for a chance to win the all-new Xbox Series X.
People really didn't want to take a chance on someone with a history like mine.
But I get interested because people didn't believe I could speak English. I didn't work for over a year. I was trying to figure out what my next step was.
I was dreading going to work in the morning, searching money unless a weekend for $4.
Now I'm a contact tracer. Now I'm the casting producer at a digital ad agency. Now I'm a food support specialist for an e-commerce company. I know that this job is just too game for me.
Dodgers move over here, and boy, that feels good for Dodger fans to hear. It's been a long time. This team has been great for years now, but tonight they get over the mountain, a 3-1 win in Game 6, and back on top as World Series champs. We go back to Arlington right now when we say hello to Cody Bellinger, who's on the field. Cody, congratulations, World Series champion. I just feel good to say that to you. How does it feel to hear?
Unbelievable, man. It's been a long... we've been through a lot, and we've had a lot of the core group together, and this feels so good, man. Just hugging everyone at the end of this. It's literally the best feeling in the whole world.
Cody, congrats. Obviously, great series, great postseason overall. I have a question for you, because I know in the green room we're watching this game. When Cash gets Snell out of the game, what's your reaction in that dugout, and is there a lift?
Yeah, I was shocked. We were kind of joking around. We were like, all right, way to get him out of there in the 6th like we planned. But not like that. But yeah, and then we just kind of we rallied from there. And Snell had his stuff today. He was gross. So yeah, I would say that it uplifted us.
Corey, congratulations, Big Papi right here, man. I never used that term in baseball about my pitcher gross. I never heard that before. That's funny. That's funny.
Hey, I tell you, he was gross today.
I was watching, trust me. Hey, listen, years before going home without taking that trophy, I can imagine how that feels. I want to know how you feel right now that you know that you end up winning the World Series.
That feeling going home without the trophy is the worst feeling in the world. It stings. It's there, always in the back of your head. And man, it feels so good. Kershaw's right here, man. I'm so happy for Kershaw. Literally couldn't have him do a better person, better teammate. And just watching him celebrate made me get a little teary-eyed. And this is such an unbelievable feeling.
Cody, Frank Thomas here. Last year, big year, MVP. This year, didn't go so well, but you were there in the clutch for the Dodgers, and you're taking home this trophy. Do you think you learned a lot this year, even though you struggled a little bit? I mean, because you've been so lights out, dude. You've been lights out your whole career.
Yeah, I've learned a lot, man. It's such a different year, and it's not always smooth, man. It's never going to be smooth. There's not one guy on this team that had a smooth career, you know. There's always going to be bumps in the road, and for me to end on a high note with this trophy, whatever happened, it does not even matter to me. I have grown as a person, as a player, and I feel so happy right now.
Congrats, so happy for you. Hey, Corey, Big Papi again right here. How you gonna party, man? You gonna pop some bottle? I can show you how to do it. I have a little bit of experience.
I know you got experience. We're gonna pop champagne. I don't even know if we're allowed to, but I'm for sure popping champagne. we ain't leaving here without champagne. That's a fact.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Some way, somehow.
Mato. Thank you, man.
Enjoy it, Cody. Appreciate you jumping on. Congrats on being the World Series champs. Cody Bellinger.
Thank you, guys.
Boy, oh boy, what a feeling for him. And there you go. The Dodgers win the World Series. We've got a lot more to do, by the way, guys. We got a long postgame coming up on FS1. So you want you to flip the channel to stay with us. A lot more interviews, reaction from Arlington. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, the Rays manager too, the MVP, Seager, Mookie Betts will join us. Those of you here on Fox who want late local news, stay right here. If not, turn to FS1 right now. Postgame continues.
Flip it.
On FS1 as we continue here with the Dodgers who have won the World Series for the first time in 32 years. It wasn't easy. They were down 3-1 in the NLCS to Atlanta. They had a tough back-and-forth series with the Rays. And for a time here today, it looked like this was going to be a tough battle in Game 6, but they overcame that. 3-1 winners and World Series champs. Welcome back to the postgame show. The Big Hurt Hall of Famer Frank Thomas is here. Big Papi, David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. And I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So the Dodgers win it all. Cody Bellinger, you know, Frank, you're talking about him, and I loved his answer. I've learned a lot about myself, right? A tough year, but he had huge moments for this team. Obviously, Game 7, NLCS, big defensive plays. That was pretty cool.
Excellent all-around young player. He's had tremendous success his entire career, this year in a bump in the road. But the team found strength when he bailed them out those big home runs late in ball games that got them to this level and to this championship. I'm so proud of him because I'm a big fan of his. I really love the way he swings the bat, and I hope he just stay in the tape room and don't change anything because this kid eventually could be a Hall of Fame first baseman, outfielder, wherever he wants to play.
This is a guy that he's the future of the organization. He's going to continue making adjustments. You guys know Frank and A-Rod. Throughout our career, we have to make adjustments every day. I'm not worried about him struggling for a little bit this season because he's the type of player that he's a gold glove caliber player out there, and he knows how to do damage when he comes to the plate.
All right, let's go back to Arlington. We got the MVP, Corey Seager, who's with us now. Corey, it's Kevin Burkhardt and the guys in L.A. My man, I mean, I'm almost amazed you didn't hit 1,000 in the World Series. I mean, it was fun to watch you play, man. I mean, obviously, congrats on the World Series. And give me just what it feels right now, just to finally have climbed the mountain.
Man, unbelievable. You know, this team's grinding for a really long time for this moment. You know, this core's been around for a long time, and we've gotten really close. But to be able to finally get that last out and win the last game, man, it's special.
Corey, congratulations. What an amazing series and World Series. For you personally, I know you're a big team guy, but you've overcome some tremendous injuries. I see you warming up. You have the ball over your head. I've had hip issues too. How gratifying is it for you to turn the corner and win this World Championship and the MVP?
Yeah, you know, it really is. You know, to be able to come back and put all that work in, you know, grind through what you've done to just get back on the field and then be able to get strong again and be able to just perform for your team and help you guys win, man, it's special. But like I said, this isn't me out here. This is a lot of guys out here that deserve this, you know. Kirsch now goes down as the best to ever pitch.
Corey, Big Papi right here. Congratulations, man. Hey, listen, you made me feel like I talk to you every day. You were so high. It's unbelievable. Hey, I had a question for you. You have been there for a while. How do you feel about Kershaw, you personally?
I mean, you can't say enough about him. You know, I don't know where the stigma comes where he's not the best and he doesn't come through in the right times. But man, he's the best of my eyes. He's the best I've ever seen. He's the best I will ever see. You know, it's truly special to watch and just how he goes about his business, how he commands a game. You know, he just dominates games. He doesn't let him get away from them, and he just, man, it's fun to watch.
Corey, Frank Thomas here. I mean, being injured and coming back healthy, could you ever imagine to win the NLCS MVP and the World Series MVP and finally get that trophy for the Dodgers?
Yeah, you know, absolutely not. You know, you spend a lot of time on the table thinking about if you're going to even be able to move again, or if you're going to be able to throw again, whatever it is, you know. So to be able to be in this moment, man, it's just super gratifying, and it's exciting. You know, you almost get teary-eyed thinking about where you came from and what you've done and all the people in your life that have helped you get here.
You've earned it, my man. Congratulations.
Hey, Corey, last one before we let you go. You know, obviously you guys hit plenty of home runs, right? And your run output was amazing. But I thought a beauty about your offense this postseason, you had games where you didn't have the home run, but you grinded it out. I mean, today was honestly, a good example of that, right? You grind across 2 runs the way Snell was pitching. Can you just give me what that meant to this team to be able to do that in those moments that you didn't have to rely on the home runs?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that for a long time, just grinding ABs out, scratching runs. The postseason's not about the pretty games or anything like that. If you win at the end, it doesn't matter. And we did that. It wasn't super pretty offensively, but we got the job done. And with the bullpen and how they threw today, man, it was fun.
Corey, Poppy right here again. This is my last one to you, brother, so you can go and enjoy yourself. You got 4 tools. Good looking, ALCS MVP, World Series MVP. You just won a ring for the Los Angeles Dodgers. What's next?
Man, I'm going to get married now. I get married in December, so yeah. There you go. I get 2 rings this offseason,
Hey, that's a great.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations, Corey. Thanks, man. Go enjoy it. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure.
There you go. I mean, that was just awesome to watch him. My goodness. How about this? I mean, you want to talk about what this guy did. 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, 20 runs, and the first since Madison Bumgarner to win LCS and World Series MVP in the same year, the 8th player ever to do that. That's the kind of postseason he had with Corey Seager. By the way, coming up, we've got more. We'll hear from Mookie Betts from Arlington. We'll hear from manager Kevin Cash from the Rays, so a lot to do. I love what you said, you guys talking about him being injured, because he had major surgery. Tommy John, hip surgery. You have had it. You know exactly how hard that is to come back. He announced to the world that, remember me, all-star shortstop, I'm back.
It tests your character and discipline. We've all been hurt, and it's demoralizing for you. And when you test your character, you put into work. He has this hit discipline. He has the humility. I'm biased. He's a 6'4", 6'5" shortstop. I love that. And what I love, fellas, is the humility. This is a special team. That's a special shortstop.
This is a guy that baseball runs in his family. He got his brother playing third base for the Mariners, Seattle Mariners. I mean, they are pretty much similar. But when I first saw Corey playing shortstop, 6'4", this tall guy, I was like, oh my God, this is a new thing right here. And, bouncing back from injury like he has and representing the Los Angeles Dodgers like he did is something that is always welcome in baseball.
Guess what? Let's go back to Arlington, joined by another World Series champion, Mookie Betts, who's on the head. Mookie, congratulations, man. It's Kevin. And, I think the only thing wrong with winning in your first year is now you have to win 11 more to fulfill your contract with the Dodgers. You okay with that?
I mean, I'm okay with anything at this point.
Hey, congrats, man. I'm going to let your boy, Big Poppy, jump in. Go ahead, Pop.
What's up, kid? What's going on?
Nothing. Thank you for everything.
Nothing? You just won the World Series, man. What's going on?
We just won it. I mean, I'm ready to go get some food and turn up.
Boy, you're going to run out of fingers if you continue winning World Series.
Hey, that's okay. I mean, they got a couple joints here and here. We can just keep going. Like you said, I got 11 more.
What's next, man? Hey, congratulations on winning the World Series. I saw the family out there. I saw little girl. I saw mama, man. Congratulations. Enjoy. And the word is yours, man.
Hey, Mookie, Alex Rodriguez here. Congrats. Amazing series all the way through. It's so impressive what you've done. It's not you already won one with the Boston Red Sox, and to come, all the way west and be the final piece in 32 years is so impressive. But take me to that at bat. I mean, we're sitting in the green room. You struggled a bit against Snell. They take him out. Tell me what you're thinking as Cash is taking him out, and obviously the big double to ignite the Dodgers.
I think at that point I was like, I got a chance. Snell was rolling that day. You guys know how it is. I mean, it's just like you're not really seeing it that well. He was mixing it up. I mean, he was tough. He was
gross. He was gross, huh?
Yeah, he was nasty tonight. So I got to tip my cap to him. I wasn't asking any questions though. I was just like, hey, your manager said you gotta go, and the next guy's coming in, and so I was I knew at that point I could try and put it back together and go from there.
Mookie, Frank Thomas here. I gotta say it, man. You're magical. You realize every game you check in offensively, the Dodgers won?
See, that's the pressure that I enjoy. So I knew today we didn't need to go to Game 7. You know, anything can happen in one game. So this Game 6, I knew we needed to go, and Snell was rolling. But you know, once he came out, I think it was like everybody could breathe again, and you know, we were able to put some good at bats together.
Mookie, you know, you're so calm and you're so humble. But you know, I don't know the time the trade happened. You know, and the time in camp when the season started. But did you ever put thought to the fact that this iconic franchise, it's been a long time. I mean, 32 years is a long time for these great Dodger fans. Did you ever think about that pressure and what comes with it and trying to deliver it?
No. I just I knew what it was like in Boston, and so I know how Boston is, and it's tough. It's tough there, and I knew I was coming to another situation that's tough. But I'd been here before, you know, I'd been in a tough situation and knew how to handle myself thanks to a big bro over there. And, you know, I just kind of took everything and channeled it into energy. You know, I love these pressure situations because that's when it seems like I do my best. And so, like I said, it was just a game where today I was ready to go.
Mook, dog, every time I win a World Series, I would get a present to myself. And I wasn't even making $380 million. What you gonna get for yourself now? Tell me.
That's a great question. I think I'll definitely be calling you here soon. But I think I may get a Rolls Royce. So
that's what I'm talking about. Make it rain. Make it rain. I want one too. That's how we do it, man.
When I pull up, you ride with me.
I got, baby. I'm all in. I'm all in. You already know. I love you, little brother, man. You take care and go enjoy it.
Love you. Mookie,
thank you guys. Party.
You got one out.
Party.
Oh, my God. I love it. Mookie, go enjoy it. Go enjoy it, man. Thanks for the time. You got one proud brother over here. It's happy for you. I'll tell you that. Mookie Betts, World Series champion with the Dodgers. We'll hear from Clayton Kershaw in a little while. We got more to do on this Dodgers offense, which was just incredible. National League record, 5.6 runs per game. They had all-time records in 2-out runs scored and 2-strike runs scored. Frank, this offense was nuts. I mean, and you could say all you want about the runs scored, about the home runs they hit, but they did it all. They grinded it out. They had Mookie Betts, you know, the run today, double, get around, come on home on a ground ball. Impossible to stop when you're scoring almost 6 runs a game.
Just a polished team, and they weren't affected by any game in coming up to the World Series, NLCS, everything else. The whole team checked in. You'd never see that. 1 through 9, you had something to deal with offensively from the Dodgers. And those teams like there, you can't stop in the playoffs, and those are teams that majority of the time will win the World Series. They were relaxed, poised, and they took care of business.
You know, they also did it a little bit of the old-fashioned way. They had similar lineups every day. It was very predictable. No more sitting lefties versus lefties. And the other part is they have so much talent, so much depth. They just leaned on them, and eventually depth and talent won.
Yeah. It was a little crazy for me to believe when the Dodgers got Mookie during spring training, basically, what they were thinking. I mean, we all know that the Dodgers always have this type of talent offensively that you never get tired of. But adding Mookie to the lineup, now I know what they were expecting. They were expecting somebody that get the line moving, somebody that got the electricity, somebody that had that positivity walking into the clubhouse and putting it all together. And we got the result. Every time Mookie get on base, what happened? They end up winning games.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, look, they were a treat to watch. They were all year long, and even in a day like today, where the Rays did their job to hold them down, they find a way to get you on that offense. All right, let's go back to Arlington. We were joined by Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton, it's Kevin Burkhardt and the guys back here. And you know, I want from your perspective here you are, we see you, walking around with your family, and you're essentially doing this in your hometown, and you finally got a chance to taste victory in this whole thing and be a World Series champion. Just tell me your emotions right now, what you're feeling.
I feel pretty good. Yeah, I feel pretty good, man. It's hard to describe. You work so hard. We've been to the postseason. I've been to the postseason. I've lost every single year. And now to look up, and I wish it was Dodger Stadium, but it feels like it right now with all these Dodger fans around. And to get to see how happy these fans are, they've been waiting a long time too. And
I just got a lot of emotions right now, and it's just a special feeling, man. World Series champs, they can't take that away.
Clayton Frank Thomas here, man. I'm so happy for you. Tell all the naysayers to just go away. You've had one of the best careers of all time. You finally got that ring. You enjoy yourself tonight. This is not really a question. I want you to drink more champagne than any other player on that team because you have
I
deserved.
will definitely try. I appreciate that.
Congratulations, man. That's all I want to say.
Hey, Clayton, Big Papi right here, man. Hey, listen, I'm going to open up my chest to you right now. I don't personally know you much. I got to say hi to you in one of our game ones. But I asked your teammate about you. They are so proud of you, so proud of everything that is going on with you. And one time, I'm at my home in the Dominican Republic, and I saw in the newspaper and the video you were walking around the country, taking care of people, being nice to people, so humble person, the type of person you are. I'm so happy and proud for what is going on with you. And I want to ask you, man, I know, and I saw you before, almost crying when things never got to be done the way you guys expect. What is going on in your heart right now? How do you feel? How hurt you feel about this whole thing?
Well, man, it's just you work so hard for it. So like when you lose, it hurts. You know, you feel like you didn't win. You feel like you let down a group of guys that you work so hard with all the time, and that's really the biggest thing. You know, that group of guys in that clubhouse and how special that is. And you mentioned them earlier. I just, you know, hearing that they're proud of you and they're so happy for you and for winning a World Series, there's not a higher compliment when somebody says they're proud of you. That's one of your peers, somebody that's in it with you every day, sees what you do to get ready to pitch or get ready to play. So I'm so happy to be a part of it, man. I'm so happy to be on this team. It's a special group of guys. It really is. It's a really special group of guys. And I mean, we won a World Series. I can't believe it. It feels good to say. Let me keep saying it a few more times. It's pretty good.
Keep saying it.
It's all yours, baby.
Hey, Alex Rodriguez here. Congratulations. Listen, I echo everything Frank Thomas and Big Papi say. I can tell you personally, going up against that wall and getting my head knocked out every time against Papi and others, it was demoralizing. And finally, at 34 years old, not 32, climbing that mountain felt so great. I saw your emotions. I couldn't be happier. And like Frank, I'm just happy for you. Congratulations. And I'm just happy you're going to share that with your family in your hometown.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been fun. And, you know, the fight is what makes it worth it, right? Just being able to fight and keep going and keep going and keep grinding and grinding. And to actually have that feeling that you actually did it and your mission is complete is it's surreal. It really is right now.
Clayton, great seeing the joy on your face. Thanks for taking time with us, okay? Go enjoy it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Kershaw, World Series champion, huh? How does that sound? That was just so good to see his face, right? I mean, he's just the elation on his face, the joy. I mean, that is awesome for a guy who's given everything to this game, and Frank will join you up in Cooperstown very shortly. There's no question about that. Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers back on top, World Series champs for the first time in 32 years. We've got so much more to do on the post-game show. We'll hear from Rays manager Kevin Cash. Controversial decision tonight. We've got Papi's Confidential coming a little bit later. Whole lot to do. Here's LeBron on the Twitter machine. Let's have a parade. I know we can't, but they want to celebrate with our Lakers and Dodgers fans. LA, the city of champions. LA is the city of champions. Arnold checking in. Congrats, Dodgers. What a fantastic champion. For the Dodgers fans out there, here's my attempt at ITFDB from earlier in the playoffs.
And I'll be back.
There you go, Arnold checking. I love it. Way to go. Larry King, it's a good night for Larry. Dodgers, World Series.
That's my man.
The city of LA is pretty excited tonight as the Dodgers are doing donuts.
Don't wait till I'll be there. How many kids?
We should probably get off that shot now before something else goes on. All right, more to do on the post-game show.
Is that you, Dragon Frank?
We gotta bring back some hotel.
We're all finding ways to keep moving. But how do we make sure the direction we're headed is forward? At Fidelity, you'll get the planning and advice to prepare you for the future without sacrificing the things that are important to you today. We'll help you plan for healthcare costs, taxes, and any other uncertainties along the way. Because with Fidelity, you can feel confident that the only direction you're moving is forward.
For $5, you could upgrade to the sparkly sprinkle pack on Cupcake Conquest. Or you could upgrade to all this. 2 crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus, the beefy cheesy layers of the $5 Grande Stacker Box. Only at Taco Bell.
Our great country is just waiting to be explored. Whatever road you take, make sure your tires are ready to get you there safely. Right now at Midas, buy 3 Cooper tires and get 1 free. Find your tires at Midas.com.
Thursday Night Football on Fox. This one for Davis. The electric NFC South Showdown. Ryan's got a man and a touchdown. Matt Ryan brings Atlanta's high-flying offense. Julio Jones touchdown. As Teddy Bridgewater leads Carolina in this heated rivalry. Falcons, Panthers, Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
I can't wait.
What are you doing?
The flat spin 360. Often imagined, rarely attempted. Accomplished. Just this once. Introducing the all-new turbocharged K5. Brush aside the doubters, naysayers, noise, foam, and glints. You're not ready for gray, so brush it away in 5 easy minutes. Just for men, mustache, and beard. Be the better man you are, and look the part.
Deep sea driving, I see.
Something like that?
Well, here's something else. With your Farmers Policy Perk new car replacement, you can get a new one.
That's something else.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
The brightest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 80s on Fox.
Welcome back to the Tubi postgame show. Tubi, free movies and TV. Yep, Dodgers World Series champ, Joe Buck on the call. Welcome back to the postgame show. And what a World Series, what a postseason it was for the Dodgers. We'll quit more with them in just a moment. For the Rays, a terrific season. They won 40 games in the regular season. Obviously, a big, do or die game against the Yankees. Same thing against the Astros, and they came up just short here. And obviously, the tough part for them is much controversy in this Game 6. Let's hear from the manager, Kevin Cash, who is with Ken Rosenthal.
Kevin, why did you pull Blake Snell? You know what? It just felt like at that point, Blake had given everything that we could have asked for out of him. Tough decision, gut-wrenching decision. Nick Anderson's been arguably the best reliever in baseball the last 2 years. Wanted him to get through the inning. Totally understand the question, the criticism that's going to come with it, but confident that we had 2 really good options to choose from.
I understand this is the way you play. You guys had the best record in the American League, beat the Yankees, beat the Astros, got to Game 6 of the World Series. But there were other factors here. Anderson had given up runs, 6 straight appearances. Blake had been really dominant against the top of their lineup. Mookie has been much better against righties than lefties. Did all that enter into it or no?
Everything enters into the decisions that we're making. We want to do right. We want to make the best decision, or I want to make the best decision that helps our club win. And Blake was outstanding for us. Looking back on it, you really wish that Nick would have been able to get through it, or we would have been able to get through it. But I'm okay with the decision. I think that's what makes us special, is that we rely on each other. We value information. And knowing how talented the Dodgers lineup is, to avoid any pitcher from seeing them 3 times through makes a lot of sense.
When you look back at this series, what was the difference?
Well, the difference is they outplayed us, and they give a lot of congrats to the Dodgers organization, Andrew Friedman, Dave Roberts, his staff, and all their players. They're as talented as any team that I've probably ever seen, as deep, as thick. So they beat us. They showed that they were better, and they're celebrated.
Kevin, thanks very much. Congrats on the season.
Thanks, Ken.
Kevin, thank you, and Kenny, thank you. We'll get to that decision in a little bit. Right now, we're going back to Arlington, joined by another World Series champion, Walker Buehler. On headset again. Walker, good to talk to you again a couple days later. Hey, it's well, we're good, not as good as you, but we're doing well. Hey, I want to ask you this. We just had Clayton on a moment ago, and just the joy in his face. You know, it's hard to describe. I know everybody's so excited. You should be, but give me a feel for what you guys feel like for him.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say one guy deserves it more than any, I think, especially in our organization, but he's been through the ups and downs of this whole thing for a long, long time. So, you know, it might make it a little bit more special for us to be a part of it for him.
Walker, great job. Congratulations. How excited were you sitting there ready for Game 7? And how excited that you just won the championship tonight and you're such a young fella?
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely good with it. You know, a Game 7 obviously would have been a good time, but no, I'm glad we got this thing done tonight.
Hey, Buehler, Big Papi right here. Congratulations on winning the World Series. Outstanding.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, moving forward with this Dodgers organization, you are going to become to be the ace. You're going to have to carry this ball club for a long time. How do you feel about being in that situation moving forward?
Listen, man, you know, I've said kind of before, as long as 22's here, I'll be the number 2 on this team, and I'm good with that. But you look at some of the guys that we got coming. We got DP coming back, and, you know, obviously Julio and Dustin and Tony. So I think we're set up pretty good to be good for a while.
Walker, Frank Thomas here again. That game, when you guys took the lead in that game, did it ever cross your mind that maybe I might have to go in and close this thing out?
I got my cleats on, man. I was up there, so.
He was ready.
These guys are like, no way, he's pitching Game 7. But it didn't cross your mind.
I don't think they wanted me out there. I don't think they wanted me out there, but I ran out there. So
okay. Hey, I have one more question for you, babe. Talk to me about mom and the dog. Are they okay? Are they celebrating with you in the field?
Yeah,
What's the deal?
No, fiance's out here. Dogs are not, but they're back at the house. We'll celebrate with them a little bit when we get back. But no, everybody's good.
Are you gonna need one puppy now that you're on?
No, I think we're good with the 2 puppies right now. So it's been a little stressful in the single hotel room. So I think we're gonna take a break on the puppies for a while.
Walker,
congratulations, man. Go ahead and enjoy it.
Biggest highlight for me, let you go. Winning the World Series and talking to Big Papi, the journalist.
You know, I don't want to answer that question.
Go enjoy it, Walker. Thank you, man.
Okay,
appreciate it. Oh, he's a blast. Walker Buehler, obviously terrific in this whole postseason run for the Dodgers, who have their 7th all-time, first obviously in 32 years, and a team that has been so good for so long. 8 straight division titles, obviously the 3rd World Series now, and this time they get it done. And, you know, it's interesting, Frank, because when you look at this year, you win 43 of 60 games, that's in its own right. But there's so many challenges in this year that every team had to overcome. You know, obviously in the postseason, you're in a bubble for a month. This was not easy, all right? Everyone said, oh, it's a shorter season. This was an unbelievable accomplishment to get to this point.
They passed every test. The 60-game sprint all the way through the playoffs. The Braves challenged them like no one else has ever challenged them, and they found a way. I think they really let the Braves know when they got that 11-run first inning. Was that Game 3, I think, maybe? And ever since then, every one of the offensive players checked in. And tonight, they were down and out. Blake Snell was Dylan. They sat there like a wild pack of coyotes just waiting. we know they're going to go to that bullpen. And when they went to the bullpen, the whole momentum shift changed. Dodgers jumped right over, and we all knew the game was over at that point.
Interesting you mentioned that. We heard from Kevin Cash. Obviously, Walker jumped on, so we talked to him. Let's hear from Blake Snell. He's at the podium a little while ago.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to be tough, man. Like, I get it's the 3rd time through the lineup, but, I mean, I think I'm going to make the adjustments I need to make as I see them, you know, a 3rd time. I think, I don't know, man, I just believe in me. I believe in my stuff. I believe in, you know, what I was doing. I didn't walk nobody. They had 2, you know, hits up the middle, you know. the slider to Barnes, you know, tip your cap. That was a bad pitch, and he got a hit off that. Good job. But for most of that game, man, I was dominating every outcome possible. So, and that lineup is so talented, like so talented. And yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of the way that, you know, I scouted them. I scouted myself. I'm just proud of everything I did to put the team in a situation to win. And I wanted to keep going, man. I felt so confident, you know, how I adjusted through seeing him a second time and what I was going to be able to do a third time. Like, man, I believed a lot in myself and what I did to, you know, hopefully see him a third time through and the fourth time if needed. I mean, I wanted to go that whole game. That was everything I wanted to do, was just, you know, burn the tank and see how far I could go.
Took the heart out of that kid.
Yes.
You know, the 1 through 4 hitters in the Dodgers order, which destroyed everybody in the playoffs against Snell in the 2 starts, 1 for 16 with 11 strikeouts. Let's say that this is how the Rays have done it all year long, really, for the last bunch of years, and it works. It works 95% of the time. But you went ballistic on Twitter when this happened. The moment it happened, before the damage was done.
When that happened, I went to call my daughters back home in Miami and say goodnight. I don't think I watched one more. It's so disappointing. It's disheartening. At a macro level, I think these front offices are really ruining our game. Because you see that young man, boy, it hurts me. Because Snell is such a great young man. He does not want to be a chess piece. He wants to be a baseball player. And you want to be like John Smoltz. You want to be like Andy Pettit. You want to be like Jack Morris. My goodness, I pray to God that when 2004, sabermetrics really running the front offices, because I wouldn't have had to face Pedro for the third time or Kurt Schilling. They dominated me, but I needed sabermetrics to bail me out the way Tampa Bay front office bailed out the Dodgers.
This is the type of situation that I always talk about when it comes down to sabermetrics. This key heart right now is broken.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because Frank, he know that he was facing a tough lineup, but he also know that he was dominating. So if you want to play a chess game and you want to be guessing, my guess at the time would have been, keep going, kid. Keep going. You got it. I'm going to let you fail, but I'm going to do it right. You know what I'm saying? This situation right here, when we saw that 90% of the people that were watching this game, they know that Tampa was done.
90?
I'm just being conservative.
Okay, about 99.
It was unbelievable. When I saw this happen, I mean, we were looking at each other in the room like, what is going on right here? This kid still having the tank, a lot of left. Why are you taking him out? I don't understand, Frank.
I'll be honest, he showed me a lot tonight. He accepted the challenge. He sat there and knew their backs were against the wall. He had to be in Cy Young form tonight, and he brought it. I mean, he had the best hitting lineup in baseball, looking baffled the entire night. 73 pitches. So we played in an era that top starters go to 105 easily, at least 105 every night. If they'd have gave that kid 105 tonight, maybe we'd have a different result. We could be going to a game 7.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, the Ivy Leaguers, they keep getting an F year in and year out in this class called the postseason. And these Ivy Leaguers are great. Put your rosters together, pick your coaching staff, select a manager, don't micromanage, macromanage, and at the end of the day, trust your people. I guarantee you that that's not Kevin Cash's decision. There's no way. When you look at front offices, GMs are making $10 million, managers are making $1 million. Easy economics. Front office are making decisions. Please stay out of the way. Let the game flow. It's been a great game for over 100 years. It's a bad moment.
I just wanted to say something small.
Yeah.
We've all spent about 20 years in a major league dugout. And we know when an opposing pitcher is too dominant for the evening. There is no way I'm getting my star pitcher out of a game with 73 pitches. It just did not make any sense. Snell knows it didn't make any sense, but they got to start trusting their managers, like you said, because these guys have Major League Baseball experience. They've been in the heat. They've been in the dugout. Please let them, in this type of situation, use their instinct and trust their instincts. It will save a lot of this second guessing from all of us.
Listen, I don't disagree with anything. By the way, we're showing you the Dodgers getting set for a team picture. You saw Justin Turner out there with a mask on. Again, we told you he was removed from the game. We found out right after the game, tested positive for COVID, and they got the results, when they did. But they've let Turner throw a mask on here and come out. I don't know what's going to happen after this. Not a doctor, but he gets to take a picture with his team and win the world championship. And there you go. And the Dodgers are World Series champs. So we dissected the Rays there and that controversial decision. But kudos to Blake Snell, who was terrific tonight. Certainly could have given more, but gave them everything. For this Dodger team, I think, when we're talking about the Rays bullpen, Frank, I think we need to talk about the Dodgers bullpen. And specifically, if we're going to pick one guy, it's Julio Urias. I mean, what he did this postseason, and maybe it's a combo, guys, right? Because what he did closed out the NLCS, closed out the World Series, but it was also Roberts who allowed it to happen. Did not say, okay, Kenley's got to pitch or so-and-so's got to pitch. Kid looks great. Leave him in.
He's shown up to me over the last few weeks that he's special. He has a slow heartbeat. He loves the traffic. He loves getting in a big situation. This guy can flat out pitch. It's time to take the reins off and let him become one of your top stars because he's proven the moment is not too big for him.
Like I say, 5 years ago, I saw this kid coming into the big league, and when you have a young talented kid like you coming into this incredible pitching staff, and you give him a spot in the rotation at that early age, you be like, wait a minute. There's something special about this kid. What I'm seeing him doing right now during the playoff and during the regular season, it's not surprising to me because he had that type of talent. He had that kind of stuff, and that's why Dave Roberts trusted him so much.
You know what I love? I mean, if we're going to knock Tampa Bay's front office and that decision they made, I mean, you got to reward Roberts and Friedman allowing a step back, the general manager of the Dodgers, and saying, Roberts, you run this as you see it. Put the iPads down, and let's play some old school baseball. And what I love, I guarantee you, that when this postseason started, fellas, you did not think that 4 games in the World Series, 2 would be saved by Urias and 1 by Trinan, right? And that's the beauty of baseball. You have to play the hot hand. It matters, it means, and the Dodgers and Roberts learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, and Dave admitted that. In fact, we're going to talk to Dave Roberts, I think, in a moment back in Arlington, where the Dodgers are celebrating their first World Series title in 32 years. And Roberts, then there's a player. You know that. Your guys, obviously, teammates. And Frank, as a manager, he did change a little bit this postseason, didn't he?
You live and learn. I mean, this is their third time in 4 years. Honestly, if they had played it more, letting Dave Roberts do his thing, they probably would have another ring. So they live and learn. They had the best team in baseball. He piloted this whole thing. He's a special guy, special manager. The players love him, and he loves his players. And I'm so happy for him tonight because he deserved to win this championship finally.
I believe that in baseball game nowadays, the manager that combines sabermetrics with instincts and hard feeling is going to end up being like Dave Roberts right now. That's what he went for. He learned from his mistake years before, and he know he got to take this trophy home this year because he said all out after the ALCS, this is our year. He ended up doing it.
He did say that. You're right.
Yeah, he did. He had a little Pat Riley moment when he said we're going to do it again. But you know what, fellas? Let's also give these young managers a bit of a break, right? I mean, Earl Weaver spent 25, Tony La Russa, Buck Showalter, Lou Piniella, decades and decades of experience. I was playing with Kevin Cash a few years ago. So were you, Pop.
Yep.
He's doing a fantastic job. He's one of my favorites. Dave Roberts, he may be old as a player. He's super young as a manager, only in his 5th year. Of course it's going to take a little time. So they put these young managers in the spotlight, and there's a lot to, I sat down with him yesterday, fellas, and one of the things that I really enjoyed that he told me is I loved my championship as a player with Poppy in 04, but nothing compares. A kid who grew up in San Diego, military parents, gets his 4-year degree at UCLA, and brings it home as a manager is a fantastic story to a great man.
What do you think people remember most about this particular team, Al?
I just think that I kept calling them Amazon the entire postseason. They are good. They are rich. They have resources. They have analytics. And now, Poppy, they also have a manager who can play like magic. He can pass to Worthy, Rambis, LeBron. I mean, that's what you need. And a quarterback with Roberts, they're not only going to be good, but they can build a bit of a dynasty here.
I always going to give credit to the Dodgers front office because the minute they took over, in their mind was, I'm going to break this ice right here. I'm going to put a team together to win a World Series. They failed a couple of years, year after year after year. And to me, I believe that those failures became to be winner towards the end because you learn from failing. You learn from not getting it done. You learn from investing money on players every year, trying to get a team better, and then end up not winning. So I see what they went through years before, and now winning this World Series. They capitalized tonight, and that's why they are the world champions.
I know we put Tampa Bay to bed, but I do want to say I'm nothing but high respect for Kevin Cash.
Yep.
He has proven to be a great young manager in this league, and his way has worked so many times with this team that is really undermanned night in and night out. They continue to win, so I want to tip my hat to the Tampa Bay Rays because they deserve it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one, Frank. And let's go back to Arlington. Joining us now is Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. And Dave, congratulations to you. And I apologize because I hate to start with this, but I just have to ask because we're watching the images of you guys taking the team picture and stuff. Just with Justin Turner, has anything changed with him? I don't even know how much you know, but obviously we reported that he tested positive. Great to see him out there, but is everything okay with him?
You know what? All I know is that I had to take him out of the game in the 7th inning, which was crazy, and he tested positive. And I don't know if it's false, but I have no idea. He's behind me right now talking to Andrew, and I don't know what the heck they're talking about. He was in the team picture. I didn't touch him just because I just didn't know. But it was really crazy, and it was really disappointing that obviously with that he couldn't be out there to celebrate with us. But we'll see.
No, Dave, I appreciate it. I know you're not a doctor in the situation, but had to ask the question. For you now, again, World Series champion, you've been there as a player. What's the most gratifying thing for you right now?
I think Clayton Kershaw comes to mind. He can, be looked at first as a World Series champion. I think just the entire organization, 32 years, it's been a long time. And this is such a crazy year. And for our guys to go from one point to be at home in quarantine and to kind of through text messages and to get back to summer camp and to kind of just right the ship, and guys like Mookie, Justin, Clayton to go out of their comfort zone to speak up on social injustices, and for the major league players to protest a major league game, and to keep going and moving forward to win baseball games, and the kind of the playoff format, all that stuff. Then to be down 3-1 to a very good Braves team, and to kind of come back and Snell throwing the way he was throwing, and to be champions. So all that stuff encompassing, and you get Alex Wood, Dylan Floro, Gratterall coming in, and obviously, you get Julio Urias just closing it out. So I'm just so happy for everybody.
Oh, man, congratulations.
Sorry, coffee, my fault. Mamma mia.
Hey, I just want to say, Frank Thomas, man, after Game 4, that fiasco, I want to give you major props. What you did the next day, you handled that heat, you turned it around and say, hey, we're going to win this world championship. So happy for you because the last 3 out of 4 years, it's been up and down, but you managed the hell out of this team. You deserve all the props, and congratulations, my man.
Thanks, Big Frank. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. It means a lot.
Hey, Dave, congrats. We spoke yesterday, and I'm so happy for you. First, congratulations. 5th year, awesome. And we talked all along. You've had an incredible October. Seeing your maturity in your 5th year, you were a big part of why this championship came to LA in 32 years. You even called the score. You said, all we need is 4. You needed 3 tonight. So good for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was close. I like cookie numbers. Hey, see, I like checkers, Alex, but I'm a chess player now.
I like that.
Hey, D, Big Papi right here once again, man. Hey,
Papi!
I had a real question for you. What you got? What was your mentality when you guys signed a guy, or when you guys receiving a trade, a guy like Mookie Betts? What your mindset was when he was coming in?
I just thought that Christmas came early. No, but it's like players like that just don't get traded in their prime. And also, when you talk about the makeup and what he does, I'm telling you, I heard a lot about Mookie and the back of the baseball card. But when I got to meet him, David, it's just way better than advertised. And it's crazy in this day and age where there's no video and all that we had to do with the social injustice. Mookie is about people. He's about talking to people, his teammates, the coaches, bringing everybody together. And I've seen that more within our ball club, whether it's talking about defense or pitchers' tips or base running or how we're going to approach a pitcher. And that is Mookie, along with our hitting guys, and just making a coach's job that much easier. And the last thing I'll say is the thing I look at people is their present. Mookie is a superstar player who's present in every single conversation. That says a lot about his character.
Enjoy the Christmas.
Oh my goodness, Dave! You're a World Series champion as a player and now as a manager, and you, as we all know, you're one of the great guys in this game. You've earned it, man. Congrats! And that veto's going to taste good tonight.
Congratulations,
Dave Roberts, there he goes. He's one of the great human beings in this.
He is.
Right? I mean, you played with him.
We played
Give the
together.
fans at home, give a little taste for what this guy is.
No, this guy is unbelievable. I mean, when he first became to be a manager, it was surprising for me because I thought it was too soon.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't expecting him to be a manager right away. But the thing is that he put together so many good things for the ball club, you know, and the new era of manager now, being young, being able to deal with numbers, sabermetrics, and all that kind of stuff. It's good for baseball, it's good for him, and he brought all that together to the organization. One thing I know, their first base coach is my neighbor in Miami, and we had conversation about Dave Roberts, and he's like, hey man, look, having Dave Roberts in the clubhouse, it's like having another player added to the roster. I mean, this guy has his shoulder back. He also as a coach, he feeds us with information. We get along so well, and players love him.
Yeah, everybody loves Dave Roberts. I know Dodger fans love him a lot right now because he brought home the world title for the first time since '88. More to do on the post-game show. More reaction from Arlington and the Dodgers World Series champions one more time. Back on top, and we're back after this.
Let's do it! Honey time!
The shift has begun. The anti's been up to lead the charge. Good. Easy. Beyond the
Now with Ram Howard's bonus cash, get $7,300 in total values on a 2020 Ram 1500. Repeat traffic with the John Jameson loves the barrel of his beloved slow tasting whiskey. Why did he going after it? Hey, that's right. Get a fresh take on the offseason on MLB Network. Celebrate this year's best. Look ahead to the 2021 season and all the player moves in between with an all-star lineup. Led by baseball's only off-season TV morning show. Stay in the game 24/7, 365. All off-season on MLB Network.
To make the most of the outdoors, you need a Ford F-150. Blind spot protection for your trailer, road trailer batteries. And now get $6,500 total cash on the 2020 Ford F-150 XLT. Only at Southern California Ford dealers.
He said that it was pretty cool.
The Ford. Unrivaled design. Pure power. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
If you want to work from anywhere in California, you need a sliding second road to talk to your family and a more than 10-inch multi-touch screen to help you find your way. Now you can make the 2020 Ford Explorer XLT for $279 per month for 36 months, only at your Southern California Ford dealer.
Squiggly Monster! They research 5 new mystery countries, and you will find what comes out of this one. Can you tell if someone can sing or ever hear in their voice? You could win $100,000. The Masked Singer and I Can See Your Voice are on this. Wednesdays after the World Series on Fox.
Celebrate if you're a Dodgers fan. They're back on Top World Series champions for the first time in 32 years. Clayton Kershaw, how good is he feeling right now after all that postseason heartache? Well, deja vu indeed in '88. Showtime Lakers, led by Magic, took down the Pistons in 7 games to win their 5th title in 9 years, while that same year the Dodgers, led by Kirk Gibson and Orel Hershiser, dropped the A's in 5 to take home the franchise's 6th World Series title. Of course, this year, LeBron-led Lakers entered the bubble with the best record in the West, and they breezed through the playoffs, win their first title in 10 years. The Dodgers, led by Corey Seager's 2 MVPs and Kershaw, they toppled the Rays to bring the trophy back to L.A. for the first time in 32 years. And even more historic than that, the fact that that happened within 2.5 weeks this year. Wow. That'll never happen again, barring another pandemic or something completely insane. Welcome back to the post-game show. A lot gone on tonight with the Dodgers on top of the world. And if you missed the game, why don't we get you highlights and catch you up on what is the deal, how we got here. For Blake Snell. Blake Snell to start. Taking on Tony Gonsolin. First inning, Randy Arozarena. Boom!
Unbelievable postseason.
That ball, wow. That was not a bad pitch. Just dominated by this guy who's been so hot.
A superstar in the making, Blake Snell. He had dynamic stuff. Bellinger, no chance. Mookie Betts, high cheddar. I mean, he was amazing tonight. Maybe the worst at-bat the Dodgers took all year. That's how good he was. 6 strikeouts through 3 for Snell. Kept on going. 6th inning with 1 out. Barnes breaks through the second hit of the night for LA, and right away, Kevin Cash comes out.
No! Mookie Betts 0 for 5 career with 4 strikeouts. He was the happiest guy in the stadium.
Nick Anderson comes in and uncorks one.
And you felt the momentum change right there.
Sure did.
Right away.
Snell can't believe it. We're tied at 1. Later, Seager, ground ball. Mookie Betts. I mean, look how far down the line he is on contact.
Instincts, man. We can't see those.
So good. Dave Roberts applauding the effort. We go to the 8th. Betts. Got him.
Come to you, papa.
Second of the World Series. Dodgers lead at 3-1. And then the 9th, Julio Urias, who has been a revelation in these playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. 2 1/3 to close it out. Willie Adames looking. That's that.
Taking the handcuffs off.
Mm-hmm.
Young man is headed for greatness.
Dodgers are World Series champs. Magic feeling good. They win the series in 6. And a 3-1 Game 6 win. Now, you go back, Frank, and you think about it. We're talking about a lot of different things tonight with the Dodgers in their win. They're down 3-1 to the Atlanta Braves. They were down after that Game 4, that crazy Game 4. I know you're like, how are they going to pick themselves off the mat? They did, both times.
That's what they showed me then. When they came back from the Atlanta Braves, I said, we got our world champion. There's no way Tampa's going to beat this team, even though I know they're going to fight them tough. I said then, this Dodger team is going to win the World Series. They've proven with the best record all the way through. They've been through all the adversity they need. All the offense has checked in. It didn't matter what series it was. These guys were swinging the bat 1 through 9. And let's just say Corey Seager just put on an absolute show. Mookie Betts put on an absolute show. When you got spark plugs in the middle of your lineup doing that consistently night in, night out, there's no chances of anyone on that bench feeling we can't get this done.
I got the feeling that when they were 3-1, down 3-1 against the Braves, I got the feeling that they were going to bounce back just looking at the regular season number. These guys often and never beat them 3 times in a row. And seeing the team that they have, watching those guys performing day by day, their bullpen, their starting pitching, and their offense, I'm not surprised about what I'm seeing today.
You know, when you look at this roster, we talked about 1981 Dodgers won the World Championship. They split up that MVP into 3. You had Yeager, Pedro Guerrero, Ron Cey. This Dodger team, you can make a case for 5 or 6 people. You have Max Muncy, Turner, Seager, the MVP. He won the Willie Mays Award, which, by the way, Mookie Betts played like Mookie Betts, all World Series and all postseason. Yeah. Urias, and so on and so forth. It's just, they're so deep, and they finally got out of their way, and it's just fun to see Mr. Clayton Kershaw work so hard and get the last award.
You know, there are plenty of great players that don't get a chance to win a ring in any sport. There are plenty of Hall of Fame players who have amazing careers who never get to even get to the stage, let alone win it. But Frank, what do you think Clayton Kershaw has been feeling tonight? What do you think he's been feeling this whole postseason?
There's 2 players on this team. One is Clayton Kershaw. The other one is Justin Turner. Both of these guys are older guys, have done everything in this game except win. And you know with Kershaw, I mean, his legacy is cemented now. You know, this guy's the first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best lefties to ever pitch in the game of baseball. And the only thing was holding him back has been considered great was the World Series. He didn't just get a ring. He was 2-0 with a 2.35 ERA. He pitched himself to a championship.
Frankie,
give him his love and respect.
You're 100% right, and I love when you told him how happy you were for him. But the bottom line is, we said it the last 3 or 4 postseasons. Papi, you're not going to sneak in the back door as a superstar. You're going to have to go through the front door, and Mr. Kershaw did go through the front door. But get this, fellas, 3 Cy Youngs, 1 MVP, the most innings ever for a pitcher in postseason without getting an award, 189 innings pitched. Second next was 50, more than 50, Justin Verlander without a championship. Well, that's over for Mr. Kershaw.
And let's know that this guy at the age of 32, we already know that he's a future Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he got retired yet. He got more than the tank. So let's continue enjoying watching him pitch.
Classy guy. Classy guy.
Pretty cool story.
Yeah.
Pretty cool story for the Dodgers, who got it done. They take down the Rays in 6 games, and they win the World Series. We got more to do from the Dodgers celebration. We'll have the latest news on Justin Turner, try and clarify some of the things that have gone on tonight for you. We talked about Turner and these Dodgers winning it all tonight. More to do. Back after this.
Okay, so on Magnificent Mouth, I thought I was managing my moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Until I realized something was missing. Me. You know, they said my symptoms are keeping me from really being there for my sisters. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of Crohn's disease after trying other medications. The majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief in as little as 4 weeks, and any acute remission that can last. Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma that happen, blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new-onset heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, if you've had TB, hepatitis C, or prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection. Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible. When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is free. But and that's just the count. You're armed with a verified proof of marketplace. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the street selections of cash offers. Now grab your phone and move. That capital is yours. So when you need to add to the bid work, rock it here. Mostly funniest guys with eyes 64. Send us to Jasmine. Be here in 10. Find me the closest coffee shop. And be friendly. Introducing class exclusive dynamic voice recognition and the all-new Hyundai Elantra. Keep your hands safely on the wheel. Categorize using version of phone when you have free delivery on online. Order from the Popeyes app today and get free delivery.
Is it too early to start celebrating Halloween? Well, if you're celebrating by eating Reese's, then you're actually late. Not sorry, Reese's. Start Saturday strong. Halloween Saturday on Fox. Big News Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Thursday Night Football on Fox. This one's for Davis. The electric NFC South Showdown. Ryan's got a man. And a touchdown. Matt Ryan brings Atlanta's high-flying offense. Julio Jones touchdown. As Teddy Bridgewater leads Carolina in this heated rivalry.
decided to give each of you $1 million. You're valued at $2.2 billion.
You flew as coach? We knew this. It changes everything.
Mama, you have lost your damn mind!
Haven't we had enough fighting for one day?
The Secret, Mondays at 9, or watch anytime on Fox Now or Hulu.
A Dodgers World Series win tonight. Long time coming for this team. 8-time division champs, and they finally got it done tonight in thrilling fashion over the Rays. 3-1. Your game 6 score. Back on the postgame show with the guys. Great to see you as always as we continue to finish up this World Series, talk about this great Dodgers team. And of course, a news story tonight, as we showed you earlier, Justin Turner, we announced when the show began. Justin Turner was pulled from this game just before 10 o'clock, 9:49 local time in Arlington. We were told after the game he tested positive for COVID. So this is Turner obviously informed. Okay, he goes back, he finds out. Well, at some point afterwards, he was back out on the field with a mask on, took a picture with the team. You heard me ask Dave Roberts if he knew anything. He didn't know much, and you wouldn't expect that these players would know much, right? They're in the heart of the game. And then Turner tweeted this: "Thanks to everyone for reaching out. I feel great, no symptoms at all, just experience every emotion you could possibly imagine. Can't believe I couldn't be out there to celebrate with my guys. So proud of this team and unbelievably happy for the city of LA." Now, he tweeted this out before he went back out on the field, so maybe there's some more additional news there, and that's why we bring in our Ken Rosenthal on the phone. Ken, just want to check in and see if you know anything further about Justin Turner.
Yeah, only that he tested positive yesterday. They got those results back this afternoon. Ran the test from today. Came back positive again. It's not a case of a false positive. I know that's been out there. It's not that way. Why he went on the field when he is positive, that is an excellent question. And my understanding from various people is that he was told not to go on the field or asked not to go on the field. He insisted upon it. The Dodgers insisted upon it, and that is why he was out there. And at one point, he did have his mask off. He was mostly masked, but there was a point in the picture when he did take it off.
Well, I think that answers all the questions, because everyone watching at home is feeling the same thing. And look, you get the human emotion part of it, right? You work so hard, you grow up and you don't get a chance to celebrate. So, I mean, we can all relate to Turner, who's one of the greatest guys in this game. Yeah. But, Ken, I mean, the facts are, what you're reporting, that is not a false positive. He had 2 positive tests. I mean, obviously, Major League Baseball is going to have some explaining to do in the coming days, I would think, right?
I would agree with that, Kevin. And I would imagine that there are going to be a lot of questions asked. One is, would they have played tomorrow? The Rays have won this game. During the regular season, when positive tests occurred, they would basically not play the next day, right? That's what would happen. And they would have had to go through all the testing and contact tracing, all the things that they were doing during the regular season. This was in the middle of the World Series. Now, that's one question, obviously. Another question, and that's a hypothetical, we'll never get the answer. But the other question is why the scene that took place tonight was allowed to take place and MLB's reaction to it, if there will be a public reaction at all to what went on. Because clearly they had protocols in place. He was supposed to be isolated. I believe the commissioner said that on the stage. He was in isolation. And that didn't last very long.
It's beyond bizarre, Ken. We appreciate you jumping on the phone to clarify that. That's important news from you, and great job all World Series long, okay?
Thanks, Ken.
Kenny, great. Of course, following up with that news. Look, that's it's a terrible look. You get the human emotion from Justin, obviously, to be out there. We all feel for that, but Major League Baseball is going to have some explaining to do. Let's go back to get some more sound. Let's hear from Clayton Kershaw at the podium.
No, I can't yet. It's just, I've been saying, World Series champs in my head over and over again, just to see if it'll sink in. And I can't put it into words yet. I'm just so very thankful to be a part of this group of guys, and so very thankful that we get to be on the team that is bringing back a World Series to the Dodger fans after 32 years. And they've waited a long time. And to get to do that, to get to be on the team that did that in LA, you couldn't ask for anything more. It's incredible.
And maybe the beauty of this is that, Kershaw wasn't along for the ride here. Kershaw delivered. I think that's the greatest thing is that he
wasn't that he finally got there. He helped get the Dodgers there. I mean, 4-1 with a 2.93 ERA. And now we can finally all just say, yeah, Kershaw not only won a World Series, forget that, he pitched well as the Dodgers won a World Series. You talked about it, Alex. You have been there. You had many postseason hitting that wall, as you called it, and then 2009 came.
Yeah, look, he's been there for 10 years, 20 different series, and basically failed. Because in markets like New York, LA, Boston, Chicago, it's win or bust, right? And George Steinbrenner would always talk about that. But I've seen the pain in his face the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been a struggle. And you never feel like you're going to get on top of that mountain. I used to have nightmares about Big Papi because just like Magic and Bird, you want to beat your biggest foe. You have so much respect. And this is a young man that has class. But for me, it was torture. Losing, by January, you maybe get over it a little bit. But you have to get right back on spring training. And this is such a human emotion, such a human story. I could not be more happy for Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah. You feel good for Frank. When we talked to him, just the emotion on his face, he was just the joy, right? The elation from Kershaw. It was cool to see.
I'm so happy because he controlled the narrative this offseason. This postseason, he was 4-1. Instead of 2.90 ERA, he pitched like Clayton Kershaw. He had life on his stuff. It wasn't the 89. He was throwing the ball 92, 93 at some points. He got it done. And for him to go over 5 innings every time, we were all going, oh, he'll be out 4 2/3, whatever. The man went 6 innings, 5 2/3, whatever he needed to do, whatever the team wanted him to do, he got it done. He was still in that trust circle. Dave Roberts let him go out and do his thing, and the Dodgers won 2 games in the World Series behind him.
Fellas, let me tell you why I got to give Kershaw so much credit. Playing in a big market team and not being able to win a World Series in multiple attempts, that can be crucial for a player. He never break down. He never give up. Yeah, criticism after criticism after criticism every year when they fail. And the guy, what he did, go back in the mound, keep his mouth shut, get prepared for this challenge. And the best thing about the whole thing is that if he didn't pitch the way he did, there would be a World Series champion today.
Yeah, KB, you know what? There's one thing that he did. It wasn't old Kershaw, stubborn, fastballs in, 27 home runs pulled. It was a different Kershaw. It was a 32-year-old, like wine, getting better with age. He wasn't throwing as hard, but he was a little bit smarter. Finesse, not power. Brains, not stubbornness. Perfect and great lesson. I think Kershaw could be better in the second half of his career, maybe in a different way than his first half.
Yeah, that's a really good point, right? It's kind of like the floodgates have opened for Kershaw and the Dodgers to win the World Series for the first time since 1988. Celebrate LA, championship town with the Lakers and the Dodgers. And we go to Twitter to check what's going on there, and we see J-Lo. Congratulations, LA Dodgers. Good news, when we come back, it is time. Papi's confident. There it is.
Oh, boy.
Manny Medina, line 2.
He's been red hot. Can he keep it going? I hope you put a score on here.
Yes. Maybe. Get that party started early.
LA's rocking. Oh, there's fireworks. The party has started in LA. It's gonna be a night. The party has
I know our party, baby.
Dodgers.
Kelly's riding down the street now.
Wow.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. On November 3rd, America is cooking. And Fox News is America's election team following a big-time day of every race as it happens. The 2020 election on Fox News Channel. America is watching. After 225 years of Jim Dean, I think we have to look back on our past. No, we're looking to our future. We're crafting new versions. Creating new ways to drink that. We're teaching a new generation of distillers. We're not raising the glass for the last 225 years. We're raising Jim Beam for 225 years to come. For $5, you can upgrade to a sparkly Spring Factory Cupcake Conquest. Or you can upgrade all day. New crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus, the beef refrigerators and the $5 grande stacker box. With Taco Bell.
Buy 3 Cooper tires and get 1 free. Earn your tickets at Midas.com.
community involved by going to the local competition with a chance to compete in the finals during the 2021 MLB All-Star Week in Atlanta. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Guys, new phone's here. I switched to Spectrum Mobile. I'm saving money and I get 5G nationwide. Literally the smartest thing I've ever done.
He's putting them with the sort of love with these folks.
Oh yeah, I was kind of nice. It's not an expensive plan. I mean, I'm just not expensive for hiccups. But nationwide 5G and I'm saving 20%? Come on. Oh, come on, I figured out time travel. We're getting nuts with her.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile, get 5G nationwide, and save up to 40%. It's a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile.
Politician Young Kim is trying to tiptoe around Donald Trump, but Young Kim's been caught supporting Trump's agenda.
If you listen and see the results, I can't wait to see what more promises he's made will get.
Well, we see the results. Young Kim, of course she plans to vote for Trump. All very good reasons the rest of us can't vote for Young Kim.
I'm Ted Needles about Game 6 of the World Series.
From Arlington, Texas, with the Dodgers up 3-2. There's a play, throw home, too late, Dodgers lead. And just like that, the Dodgers are on top by 1 in the 6th. High fly ball left center. Back at the wall, and it's gone. That's right, Brave. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. This year belongs to the Dodgers.
Magic Johnson. Congrats to Dave Roberts, all the Dodgers players for winning the World Series. Congrats to Corey Seager for being named MVP of the World Series. Hey, Kareem!
Hey, Captain!
See, my teammate Magic Johnson joined the Dodgers victory, brought me to tears, and all the emotions of '88 came flooding back. Well, we were back-to-back champs in June and October. LA, does this mean that Magic is no longer Detroit Tigers fans?
Whoa!
Oh, Kareem taking a shot! Oh, my goodness! That was well done.
Shock fire!
That was well done. All right, we've come to the portion of the program, the final Poppy Confidential. Now, Poppy, you really come a long way in your selecting of games, and you're 5-1 since the pick started going in the secret envelope.
I want to write a poem when I was putting that together.
Yeah.
But
a poem?
You were taking me to the field so fast that I couldn't even finish writing what I was going to write on, but...
How about I just open it?
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you, Shakespeare now? The sky is blue, Dodgers, 7-4.
The sky is blue, Dodgers, 7-4. And let me tell you, I got even more production because I'm Nostradamus Ortiz. Look, okay.
Supreme Court nominee.
Supreme Court nominee.
Okay, what else you got? And J-Rod Wedding Day.
I know the day.
Super Bowl winner.
I know who's going to be.
Vegas. The election results.
Wow. And I can continue up there giving you.
Fucking Poppy, man. I fucking love you, bro. Goddamn. Oh, Jesus. David, I love you. Love you as a player, and I love you now as a freaking working on Fox, buddy.
A quick note.
I am the man.
You are the man. Quick note here. I just want to say this. We're going to finish up in a moment, but I can't thank everybody, okay, but producer Jonathan Kaplan, who doesn't sleep at all this whole time, Barty Shiraz, who does it all back there, David Farr, our director, right, Courtney Stockmall, directing some of these shows, Stephen Monty, who's the best, Anthony Masterson, our researcher, who is the best in the business, not even close, he's part of the show, Karen Wilkins, our stage manager, keeps us all together, our entire crew here on the floor, makeup, wardrobe. You make us look good and feel good, and we could not do this without you. And also, D-Train, Dontrell Willis, you were amazing. Love you, D.
Train.
That brings us to the final segment, the best of the month. Enjoy.
Miss you, baby. Hasn't it been easier to relax in that clubhouse?
Oh, no, it's terrible without the meeting. We miss you. I miss that.
Hey, Max, right before you go, we got to confess that.
My God.
Big Poppy has been calling you. Hey, we had to tell you, this free
free. That's prime.
It's okay. I get that all the time. If you sure I'm going to quote something from Frank Thomas, tell me if you agree. Grown man with a cat. Can't trust me. Can't trust it. Real man. I'm sorry, real man. I'm a Georgia boy, right? And I picked against you guys a couple times, and I've been able to sleep. You guys don't pick against us. You're enjoying yourself way too much. It's my club open, so I gotta do my own. We like the boogie. Oh no, A-Rod not going on the rhythm dance. This is how you do it. In the world. I'll double duty.
Today, apparently, there's been some comparisons to Poppy and explosive trust. David Ortiz wearing an entire suit and a boxer shorts.
How does it feel being good looking and being the hot here at the same time?
I'm putting my girls to bed. It's your favorite game show. Guess how much?
Guess how much Ken Rosenthal card is?
$297, which means the Ken Rosenthal card was richer than Frank's card.
Penis is it. Frank, I'm gonna pick the race to win him for it.
He did not see that. I switched my pick to the Poppy too.
Because my boys in Vegas are always expecting me to come through. This is my you in charge. And the winner is
Dodgers. You are Nostradamus. Dodgers 5-2. And my brother and I are Dominican, Presidente beer. I got one for my brother over here. I got one for Frank. Bring it on.
Yeah.
It is always cold.
Bring it on. I'm having this one right here.
Cheers.
Turn the cameras on.
And
Fellas,
remember,
love you all.
you guys get it.
Thanks for watching the entire postseason. Congrats to the Dodgers. See you next year.
Yes, sir.